Hey, welcome to my channel. Daniel Jones didn't screw up, but this is all Giants D. Let's be honest, it was the Giants defense. I mean, if not for the defense, specifically their special teams, the Giants probably could have lost that game for sure, or would have lost that game. Let's be honest, they would have lost that game if Seattle scores that field goal. They go into overtime. Giants lose in overtime. They're not winning in overtime. You might think it's like, oh no, wait. Well, reality is the Giants defense was so tired. I don't think it was going to work for them. And granted, Daniel Jones at least didn't give up a turnover, which is great. He didn't give up a turnover. Had more passing yards than what's his face now? I forgot his name. What the heck's his name now? Give me a second. I got to go into the thing. Geno Smith. Sorry. Actually, wait. I'm sorry. He doesn't have as much. Didn't have as much of a passing yard as Geno Smith. Well, actually, that's true. He did have more passing yards. It's just Geno Smith rushed for more a little bit at that point too. But in any case, if not for the fact that the defense didn't step up, Giants lose that game. Now, granted, yeah, Daniel Jones didn't make a mistake. No turnovers. I mean, he did make some mistakes, but there were no turnovers. But did this prove otherwise that he's still a QB1? I don't think so. It's showing that he's becoming more of a game manager now, like a Purdy is. Let's be honest, Brock Purdy, he's not a QB1. He's more of a game manager. I think if you flip him, Purdy, and Daniel Jones, I think Daniel Jones will do well in the 49ers offensive scheme. You just have to be a good game manager. This is not a case where, like, does Daniel Jones deserve the $40 million? By no means. By no means does this prove otherwise. And I'll tell you why. Because here, Giants have the ball with 4.5 minutes to go practically. They're up by pretty much 3 points at that point. All he has to do is manage the clock, convert some first downs, and they win the game. Problem is that he gave them opportunities at that point, to the point where, like, they drove down the field. Like, Smith was able to drive down the field, and Seattle, if not for that blocked field goal, they go into overtime, most likely. They go into overtime, I think the Giants lose because the Giants defense was dead tired. You could tell they were tired out at that point. So this is a case where, like, I think Daniel Jones still, he's making a case. At least he's making a case as to why he should be in the NFL. Meaning, he's definitely a top tier backup QB, but he's not your top tier one QB1. We know that. We could see that. Is he worth $40 million per year? No, by no means, not yet. If that were the case, last week against the Cowboys, they should have won that game. If you have a QB1 there, the Giants win that game, hands down. The defense was showing up. They were holding Prescott, Dak to as far as he possibly, as best as they could. It's just that, they can only do so much. Daniel Jones, I think Dable is now using more of Daniel Jones as more of a game manager. I think he has no choice but to at this point until they can get a true QB1. Unfortunately, Jaden Daniels proving otherwise, that if the Giants were able to trade up for him, they did. It's a whole different story. It's a whole different beast now with this whole aspect of the season with Jaden Daniels as your QB1. Might be a different story as well too if we had a Baker Mayfield. Everyone mocks me like, why would you want to trade for Baker Mayfield? Why would you get Baker Mayfield? Well, he's proving otherwise now. I even said a little bit about Sam Darnold as well too. Like, I was like, maybe we could get Sam Darnold in here. I mean, yeah, I guess it's under the offensive scheme that he's working with, and the fact that he was probably learned a little bit on the San Francisco's system, that he's thriving now in Minnesota. Because, when he was with the Jets, yeah, he should have changed him a little bit. Same thing with Carolina. But I think it's more of a case where, like, it should have I think he had the talent there for it. You know, he definitely had the talent. Just he wasn't utilized properly. I think if he hadn't been under Dable, it might have been a different story. But in any case, Daniel Jones, I think, is an overrated QB. I think all the general managers out there are realizing that he's definitely an overrated QB. Now, what will happen with the rest of the season? I don't know. Because, like, let's be honest, the Giants are going in Cincinnati. Now, you might say, it's like, well, hold on. Joe Burrows is doing really bad. He's not. Let's be honest. He's showing up week after week. He's showing up. He's scoring as he needs to score. But he can't. His offense, their offense is not as high and mindful as, let's say, the 49ers offense or the Eagles offense at that point. The defense is what's failing Cincinnati. That's pretty much what it comes out. It's the defense that's failing Cincinnati. I think it's a matter of them coming together eventually. And I hate to say this, but the Giants are probably the team that the Cincinnati D basically revolves around. If they hold the Giants under 10 points and they contain Daniel Jones, which they should be able to do, because most likely they'll probably force him into a couple of turnovers, the Giants lose that game. Now, if Daniel Jones can manage like the way he's done for the past 2 games, if he can manage it to the point where like he doesn't do any turnovers, it's possible, the Giants should be able to beat the Bengals the way that because of their defense. Their offense should be able to pick apart the Cincinnati Bengals defense. Question is, can the Giants D hold Joe Burrows? Because the problem is Joe Burrows and Jamar Chase, that's a duo that is going to pretty much pick apart the Giants D. So Daniel Jones has to stay with the momentum and be play for play with Joe Burrows. As many touchdowns as they're going to get, he's got to throw as many touchdowns as well too. The Giants offense also has to run the ball a lot. They have to control the ball more longer to basically keep Burrows and Chase out of the field. But it'll be interesting to see how that works out. I honestly thought the Giants were going to be 1-8, maybe 0-9, but next week after this upcoming week, the following week they have against the Eagles, and then they go against the Steelers. They're losing against the Eagles, and they're definitely losing against the Steelers. The Commanders, they're red hot. I have a feeling they're going to lose to the Commanders as well too. Panthers, they should be able to beat the Panthers. The Buccaneers is what I'm looking forward to seeing how they play against the Buccaneers November 24th, which is around, the week of Thanksgiving. It'll be interesting to see how they play against the Buccaneers and against Baker Mayfield. But let's see how the Giants play against the Bengals on the 13th. I mean, not next week. I meant the week after, basically. I'm sorry. No, wait, hold on. When's the 13th? Is that next week? Yeah, that's next week. Okay. It'll be interesting to see how they play against the Bengals. I'll be interested to see how the Giants D plays against the Bengals and Joe Burrows, as well as holding containing Chase. But outside of that, this was a fortunate win. The Giants should have definitely beaten the Cowboys. Let's be honest, they should have beaten the Cowboys if Daniel Jones gets him, from the red zone into the end zone. Similarly, with the Commanders themselves too. Daniels was just coming into his own. The Giants should have won that game, but they didn't. Right now they should be technically 4-1. 4-1. They should be 4-1 because the Vikings defense is really unbelievable right now. So I hate to say this, but the Giants never would have been able to beat them anyway. So. But outside of that, I'll leave it at that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I do read my comments and I do respond to them all. If you like this video, like the content of this video, type of video, basically, where I'm mostly reviewing about sports, more so football over baseball or F1, please hit the like button. Also, I ask that you subscribe to this channel if you haven't subscribed. With that, I'll leave it at that. Unfiltered, unedited, and of course, always unrehearsed. Until next time.